Hello everyone, I'm Mike DeAngelo with That's Entertainment, and this is your video review of Left 4 Dead 2 by Valve Software. In November of 2008, Valve Software provided for 4 people something which was lacking since April of 2005, a proper zombie survival game. With Left 4 Dead, players were invited into the roles of 4 survivors who experience a plague of undeath among a variety of locales and scenarios. The game featured a fast pace, a host of special zombies, and an AI that knew when to ramp up the difficulty or take it easy on the players. Just a year later, Valve Software released Left 4 Dead 2, featuring an all-new cast, new zombies, and some new mechanics. But if you think this is just the same old zombie-killing story, it's time to think again. Left 4 Dead took 4 random people, a tattooed biker, a grizzled war vet, a college student, and an IT specialist, and threw them into a mix of pure unbridled chaos as the world around them sunk into turmoil and zombies began walking the earth. All the stages were dark, despite a mix of indoor and outdoor locations, along with another mix of rural and urban.
Aren't they supposed to be saving our asses?
Looks like there's been a change of plans.
When you start up Left 4 Dead 2, you immediately start to notice the differences. Most notably, the characters have changed. You play as one of 4 new survivors looking for escape from the infestation in the Deep South. There's Rochelle, a production assistant, Coach, a high school football coach, Nick is a gambler and con man, and Ellis is a mechanic with a southern drawl.
Kill all sons of bitches. That's my official instructions.
While the first game forced you to assume the characters had known each other for some time, Left 4 Dead 2 introduces you just about right at the beginning. On top of this, your characters have meaningful conversations throughout the duration of the title, rather than just nods towards whatever weapons or equipment is lying around. Campaign missions tie together very well too. Unlike the first game, campaigns lead into each other instead of making it seem as if you were randomly in one of a set number of scenarios. If you took a car to escape the horde in the first campaign level, it will be there, stuck in a traffic jam in the beginning of the second level. Whereas the story in the first game was constrained to whatever players did within the level and the brief conversations they might have had with their rescuers, Left 4 Dead 2 has a deeper sub-commentary. There are things happening in the background, and it actually feels a lot more fulfilling when the story comes to a head. Just like the story, Left 4 Dead 2's mechanics have changed, and not just some cursory amount either. First off, there will be some things you'll immediately notice. Melee weapons in the form of guitars, axes, chainsaws, and other objects make an appearance, potentially replacing pistols as a backup weapon. Other equipment is available as well, such as a bile bomb, which takes up the same slot as the other 2 improvised grenades, and attracts the horde of zombies. A defibrillator replaces the first aid kit and can be used to revive fallen allies, and an adrenaline shot can replace the pills, and makes your character act more quickly. But the survivors aren't the only ones with more firepower and techniques. There are 3 new special infected enemies, including the Charger, which does what the name implies, and bull rushes right over the party, the Spitter, which heaves acidic phlegm that stays on the ground and will damage the party over time, and the Jockey, which jumps on the character's back and steers them towards danger. In addition to these high-caliber infected, there are also several uncommon enemy types like zombie clowns and mudmen. The fun doesn't stop there either, though. While the first Left 4 Dead's objective was fairly mundane, get from point A to point B and call for help, the sequel has more fanciful ways of escaping from danger. In the first campaign, for instance, you find your way into a mall where a racing legend's car is waiting to be pumped full of gas and driven off into the sunset. And it's events like these ones that throw this game leagues ahead of its predecessor. Finally, the director AI has been tweaked as well. Not only does it randomly place the enemies according to how well or poorly the party is playing, it also has the ability to indiscriminately place walls, change weather, and affect the lighting. It's keen to when the players take a riskier path too, and will reward them accordingly, with things like incendiary ammo or nice weapons like a grenade launcher or a frying pan. For the most part, Left 4 Dead 2 retains the style of the first game. There are some pleasing changes which have made it into the sequel though. While the first game invariably took place at night, the missions in Left 4 Dead 2 have some variety, leading you through the daylight hours as well. Valve also took the fire and water effects and tweaked them as well. For this series, the sound was an integral part of the gameplay. The new special infested each have their own audio tells, letting you know they are nearby, but some of them seem to blend too well with the older zombies. This isn't game-breaking, but merely an observation. The conversations between the characters are much more realistic as well. As stated earlier, the survivors talk to each other as if they are strangers, which help to make the zombie apocalypse feel more plausible. The The nature of Left 4 Dead 2 makes it a game that never plays the same way twice. Because of the added weapons, special infected, and director effects, the randomization is that much more appealing. And, just like the first game, the 4-player aspect varies the strategy and tactics even more. Left 4 Dead 2 doesn't feel like just one game, it feels like thousands of them. Valve took a product with an addictive quality and has begun to craft it into a powerful ongoing franchise, instilling into it new life, realism, and an ongoing story. The first game had its flaws, and the team worked hard to make this one correct them. Left 4 Dead 2 isn't without faults of its own, but it feels as if it's going in the right direction. That's Entertainment awards Left 4 Dead 2 a score of 8.5 out of 10.